Jeff Baker.
Woo! All right. The point of this whole thing is you could to diffuse the situation, let him run.
Oh, they like Rodney King his ass. Like,
I ran the face. You spit my face. You only got one time to do it. Who would choose persecution? Who would choose all the BS and drama that comes along with it?
Try to out people like they did on the Don't Ask, Don't Tell military thing from years ago.
Well,
it's
clearly,
a witch
just look
hunt.
at it.
This is Common Courtesy, a conversation on modern society from an LGBTQ plus perspective. A talk show for working LGBTQ plus individuals and allies who are active in their own communities and who also wish to stay woke about what's happening in today's world. With your host, Sean Nicholas. I'm still sour for not winning this little acting award in high school. I'm still sour. Angelique Young.
I can't do the caged bird thing. It's not my thing. I'm literally, my symbol is a freaking half man.
And Ivan Alexander.
Oh, I need to change this. No, you can't change this. Okay? Before Gaga, I was born this way. Okay?
This is Common Courtesy.
That was doomed from the start.
Bulging and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
That was doomed
god.
from the start.
Around Sue's or whatever, and
No, that was me.
but that's our stereo.
So, let's start the conversation.
Hey guys, this is Common Courtesy, a conversation on modern society from an LGBTQ plus perspective. I'm your host and moderator, Sean Nicholas, and with me is my amazing co-host, my favorite comedian and radio personality, also known as the voice we have tonight, Ivan Alexander.
Who is it? It's me. We're back.
Ivan, how you doing today?
I am just fantastical.
Awesome. Same. Me too. Because honestly, we have been doing this Come Out St. Pete promotion all month, and I just kind of want to get into it. So let's get reiterating. Come Out St. Pete is seeking 3 performers to represent the organization in our local LGBTQ plus community. And this year, Common Courtesy TV is the local media sponsor for Come Out St. Pete's 3rd annual Come Out As You Are 2023 Royal Court Talent Competition. Yes. Okay. So contestants will compete for the opportunity to represent Come Out St. Pete at their various events throughout the year. And of course, a $250 cash prize from Come Out St. Pete, 12 paid bookings, and prize packages donated from various local sponsors. And just to name a few, there is a 3-month membership with Suncoast Fitness. Yes, get that body right. There's a $250 gift card to Voyage Med Spa and an official royal court portrait shoot with Scopoletti photography, and there are more prizes to name. But all this for a grand total of cash and prizes value at $1,650. Like, baby, I'm about to get these shoes out and become Desire some more again and get this bitch. Okay, but this is some breaking tea. So last week we did say that we were hosting, Come Out St. Pete was hosting this event at Zoe's and sponsored by Zoe's, but they're moving the event to next door. That's nothing new. It's going to be at Metro's Inclusivity is downtown right next door to Zoe's. All right. Here with us this week, we invite event sponsor and the owner of Bay Area's newest and fresh restaurant concepts, Zoe's, a place for everyone. Please welcome to our panel, the owner, Jeff Baker.
Woo!
All right. First, I want to thank you for having me on your show. I'm very excited.
Thank you so much for being here with us. So let's get started with the conversation, because the first question I wanted to ask about, before we get into all the venue changes and everything like that, I wanted to ask you about Zoe's, a place for everyone. Can you give us the overall concept of this new, I hear it's a show bar and supper kitchen coming to downtown St. Pete? Can you give us the overall concept?
Yeah, so I created it, and me, as well as a lot of people, we have varying friends of different, nationality, religious backgrounds, and also, their sexuality. And all the time when I had to go out with my straight girlfriends and I want to be out with their boyfriends, the boyfriends didn't want to come, right? And the girls, there was never really any place where I could just hang out with all of my friends and all how different they all are. And so I wanted to come up with a concept that we have a place where we can make people feel comfortable. We don't care about all of that stuff, who you love, how you identify, because when you come through our doors, it doesn't matter. We just want you to be you and really celebrate you and be around a bunch of people who also celebrate you for being you, whatever that is. And so just with COVID happening and just kind of a job shift in my other part of my life, I just decided it was the right time to start this concept. And I think St. Pete is the perfect place to do it.
My next question I wanted to ask you, so you're saying that it is a place for everyone. How are you intending to inspire that?
Yeah, we actually will host events different nights of the week that cater to our various audiences that we are trying to attract. Our Fridays and Sundays are really focusing on our LGBTQA plus community. I think I got all the letters in there. We're doing dinner and a drag show on Friday nights where it's kind of a dinner theater type experience where we will have specific actual production shows. So you'll have a little bit of Las Vegas in there, and then of course Sunday a brunch. Our brunch on Grand Central is going to be fabulous. It will have all kind of entertainment and entertainers ranging from real people who sing, also our drag performers. We have dancers, and so all kinds of different talent and things that we're going to be performing. And then we have other nights for, I'm actually a gay hipster. And so we have a night that we were going to dedicate to our hippie and hipster community. It's very popular in that Edge Grand Central district. So we're trying to, attract that crowd. So our whole thing is we really just want to create an environment where people can be around people who are either like them or who accept them for who they are. And that's the focus, and just creating food and shows to accommodate that.
So a data scientist hipster.
You must read up on my background.
Didn't think I knew about that now, did ya? and yes, we know about Zoie, the Chihuahua. Wait, she left in peace. But whatever. But yes, I do a little research on my peoples. But I want to know, since I'm a foodie, tell me about the food. What can we look forward to seeing?
So we did a lot of market research, and we realized St. Pete doesn't need another Asian or Italian or a pizza place, right? We have so many of those, right? So I wanted to create a concept, and I will actually be releasing this tonight to everybody who listens. We haven't actually released our menu and what we're doing, and so you guys are getting a sneak peek at that. We've been really hush-hush about it. And so our food is actually, we're creating a new genre of food called Southern Decadence. And what it is we are taking all really famous dishes of the complete South. I'm talking from Nashville, Tennessee, to New Orleans, to Texas, to Florida, to Savannah, Charleston, all the big cities in the South. And we're actually going to take those comfort foods and modernize them and make them one of a kind dishes that you would have never gotten anywhere. They're specifically they're brand new, and I think a lot of people are going to like it. They're going to like the twist on it, and we also do provide late night dining till 3 a.m. So
that works.
That's
anything's better than Taco Bell at 3 a.m. Let me tell you. No, just kidding.
Yeah, Taco Bell.
So we're running out of time. So we're running out of time. So the last question that we have time for is, so what inspired you to work with Come Out St. Pete? What is inspiring you to do that, to sponsor this event?
Well, I think really their mission and vision is pretty much the same of ours. Is really embracing how people are different, celebrating that, and building a community around it. I think it's very important that when we build these communities, we build them of people who are different but also like us, if you kind of know what I mean there. And for me, they exude the same message and what we're trying to portray in our community as well.
And then just one last question. I just want to sneak this in. What were some of the challenges? Because you said we spoke privately. You said you were facing some challenges opening up the restaurant. Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been probably, a lot of people will say, probably the toughest environment to be opening up a new business, especially a restaurant, post-COVID. Issues with supply chain has been a problem. Increase in costs has been 30 to 40%. And the city, as much as I love St. Pete, it's not the easiest to work through when you're trying to get your permitting and get your approvals. And there's a lot of building. I get it in St. Pete. Everybody wants to live here because it's such a great community, right? Look at all those high rises and everything that's going in downtown. So the city is overwhelmed, and that is also account for our delay.
Thank you so much for talking about that, and also giving us some more background on the food and what's going on over there at Zoe's, because I'm really, really excited for this concept to hit St. Pete. For more information on Zoe's, please visit www.zoesfl.com. And for more information on the Come Out St. Pete Talent Competition this year, please go to their website, www.comeoutstpete.org. We'll be right back. And we're back, folks. All right, let's get into the next topic, because this one's going to be a real big doozy. 3 Arkansas police officers are now suspended after a video posted to social media went viral this week. It shows 27-year-old
Randall Worcester
being severely beaten during a violent arrest this weekend. Let's roll the clip.
Police say the man in the video is 27-year-old Randall Worcester of Goose Creek, South Carolina. They accuse him of threatening and spitting on a gas station attendant in a nearby town. One witness tells CNN affiliate KHBS it looked like the man got up to run away to avoid arrest, but the sheriff claims he got up to attack an officer.
Okay, so honestly, that was a lot for me to watch. I kind of want to ask you guys, how did you react to seeing that type of behavior coming from officers? And another question is, do you think police reform is a part of the conversation in the LGBTQ plus community? And the first person I want to ask this is Ivan.
Well, I have to admit, when I saw the video, I thought it was a bit much. I mean, the knees, the head banging, the punch, and everything else. But I also have to ask a question too. What happened before this part was videoed? Because that's a whole lot of crap to do to somebody over supposedly just spitting in somebody's face. Now, granted, the fact you spit in my face, you only got one time to do it. But, and even that's not going to be pretty. But what was going on before all of this? And yes, to take something to this extreme, reform is an understatement. These guys should not be on the force, number one. They should be taken behind the jail and give this guy 5 minutes with him. That's just my little side thought. But yeah, reform across the board needs to be done. Education needs to happen. Yes, you are dealing with criminals, but something like this is like blatantly outrageous. I mean, a beatdown like that, I can't see how this is justified in any way, shape, or form. I still need to know what happened beforehand, but I don't think anything that happened before this was going to justify taking a person's head and banging it to the ground 2 or 3 times. The number of times he was hit in the head and knee and everything else, it's just overkill. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I have to reiterate, Ivan there. I would love to know what event was the thing that triggered that level of control that the police needed. I don't even see the guy in the video really trying to get up or even fight them. So I keep seeing these videos and I go, here we go again. And the one thing I do want to say, there are a lot of great police officers that are there and save people every single day. But there are a lot of bad ones too. And until, as part of the reform, until police are charged, these guys should be charged with an assault. Just because you wear a badge doesn't give you the right to be above the law. And until we start punishing bad police officers for their conduct, this is going to continue.
Yep.
And I think, charges every time a police officer doesn't act appropriate or breaks the law should be charged.
Absolutely.
In
I just
Mulberry,
wanted
Arkansas, too.
Absolutely. I kind of just wanted to throw out there that certain things that kind of, we can all say there's bad police officers everywhere, but then again, it gets to a point where it's like an epidemic. It's happening not only in this county, it's happening in all over America. So it's not like it tells me that that's the training. It's almost like if you go to any Starbucks, you ask for a caramel macchiato, you're going to get it made how they make it. To me, I see a systemic way of treating people, and especially people of class, because that man was white. So it's not like a black or white thing. It is sometimes, but mostly it's about the class part. Because this is a homeless guy. They probably expect no one seeing this video and no one even videotaping this. And I've been in jail for a minute at one point in my life, and it doesn't take too much. What was said I saw on CNN that he tried to escape, and then the police officer said he tried to attack them. Now, from the level of the beating that I saw,
the level
of the beating that I saw, this bullshit. I believe the witness who wasn't on camera to speak, because we got to think about there's a lot of history with police, and covering things up. Because I would have to ask, that guy was he went to a different county, and they sent a police officer from one county to track his ass down. Because I know that he made a threat to someone, he spit in someone's face. Okay, I'd beat his ass too. But that's a civilian. But I don't expect a police officer to go and beat him down like a mob. What I saw, I didn't see police officers. I saw a mob, a gang attacking him. Because we can't sit here and say there's bad actors. That is not a police officer. You shouldn't be. You're supposed to be. There's a thing called a qualified immunity.
Not in this
and
case.
That's what protects them from. Not in these days, but did they get rid of that?
No, I'm saying there's nothing to be immune from in this. You blatantly.
Yeah.
There's no immunity.
That's what needs to go away, right? They need to be held accountable.
Yeah, I was going to say that a qualified immunity will protect them from civil litigation. That officer, because usually these people are going to be able to just sue the police department. I want to sue this asshole. I want to see him living in shit after beating my ass. Because usually what happens, these people get, they get a paid,
administrative leave, blah, blah, blah. Yep.
Administrative leave, they get their money and stuff, and nothing happens. So yeah, more accountability. But I cannot sit here and say that there's some bad cops. What is some bad training, and it's all around. It's systemic. Anyone else want to go before we run time?
I just say for me, I just want I do want to see what got to that point, because I got fooled on another video where they just showed the part where the person, and we find out that they lied and were enticed. They picked the fight with the police. So
yep.
I'm hoping.
So
whatever it is,
do you think if picking a fight with the police, this is an unarmed man, this is excessive force, and that's the conversation, is excessive force, the use of force. They're 3-armed, they have tasers, they got batons, they got guns. Nothing that man could have done would have there has to be a way to, I don't know, nothing man could have done should have deserved that.
Well, no, he's a homeless person. Well, he's a homeless person. They could have just let him go and picked him up later. They know probably where he is, right? Come on. He spit in someone's face. I don't even know if that breaks the law, really. It may not. The point of this whole thing is you could, to diffuse the situation, let him run. It ain't like he ain't going to go very far. They probably already know who the guy was. He probably has some kind of past, and they knew who he was. And they, in that incident, just let him go and then pick him up later. You know what I mean?
And the flip side, and I will say this because a lot of people are going to think it, the flip side of this whole situation is at least this guy walked away. He might have had his ass beat, but he walked away. How many people of a darker complexion would have walked away from this? Even in Mulberry, Arkansas. I don't.
Well, they
think
like
so.
Rodney King'd his ass. Like they was beating his
No,
ass.
it was severe.
It was really severe.
It was going in. Like I said, I was in jail and like looking at this guy looked at a cop wrong. They took him in a room and they handcuffed him and beat his ass. So if we're going to say that's, to me, that's like, it doesn't really matter what he did before, because in the act of arresting him, you completely violated his civil rights, because this is cruel and unusual punishment. There's one thing I'm down, but then to take my head and bash it, absolutely. So there needs to be some escalation.
They need to go to jail for assault.
Big time.
They assaulted him way more than he assaulted the person that he spit on, right? That he spat on.
Damn.
Assault with intent to do bodily harm, serious bodily harm. You don't crack somebody's head against the skull and go, oops, I think I hurt him. No, you try to break his head open. Yeah, that's serious felonious assault with bodily harm. Definitely.
It is.
Oh my God. All right, guys. With that, we'll be right back. Y'all a trip. Y'all laughing in the background. All right, guys. Let's slide into this next topic. A Tampa private Christian school told parents ahead of the coming school year in an email that any student will only be identified by their biological sex, and said that students who are found participating in gay or transgender lifestyles will be asked to leave the school immediately. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
According to the email obtained by NBC News, the school will only refer to students by their sex assigned at birth. It also states any form of homosexuality or transgender identity is, quote, sinful in the sight of God and the church. The email goes on to say, students who are found participating in these lifestyles will be asked to leave the school immediately.
Okay, so those are some of the facts. I kind of want to ask you guys, with all that's going on with Florida's Don't Say Gay law, is this just a school policy, or is this another form of religious hate? And the first person I'm going to go to is Jeff.
Yeah, so I think it is a form of religious hate. I was born and raised Catholic, and my Catholic upbringing even made me hate myself. It grew me to hate myself. And, you know, I look at these things and they bother me immensely, but I always tell people, and it's the whole premise again about how we feel at Zoe's, is hang out with the people that love you and accept you for you. Why do I want to go to church or a place where people, or a school that literally doesn't accept me for who I am or love me for who I am? And, you know, unfortunately, I'm going to have to vote religious hate here, and it just stinks. You know, for me, I had to choose between religion and who I am. I'm not a lifestyle. We're not lifestyles. You didn't choose this. This is who we are. So
I want to cry, like literally, but let me go to Ivan.
Well, last time I checked, lifestyles were condoms, okay? You make the choice if you want it to be ribbed, extra lubed, or whatever your preference is.
Right.
So, to agree with Jeffrey, yes, this is not a choice. I mean, who would choose persecution? Who would choose all the BS and drama that comes along with this? Last time I checked, if you were created in the eyes of the Creator, guess what? He made you this way. So you know what? What are you trying to change? Now, as I said before, Sean knows how I feel about organized crime. I mean, religion. I mean, crime. And it's just another way to keep somebody else, down. It's ridiculous. And we're talking children too. And if that's the case, for the most part, let's get back to the family unit. How about the parents raise their children? Because the old line I was taught that if you can't raise your babies, don't let me raise them, because they will definitely be schooled. Okay. I mean, if they have no sense of respect, they have no sense of fearing their elders or getting slapped in the next week, they can learn real quick.
He said that. What religion did you grow up? Baptist?
I was the religion of mom could throw a shoe around a corner, okay? And then with the next.
Like a boomerang.
Before a boomerang, exactly.
My mom had that talent too. But at the same time, I had to agree with you guys too. But like, I can see the argument in saying this is going to be a school policy because it's a Christian school, and as a private school, they have every right, to make these policies. And just a couple of things I kind of want to point out that they put that Genesis ad, like, that's what they're basing this off of and why they say it. They say that God made us in his likeness. I don't, and then male and woman, but they don't really go past of like, they kind of confuse sex and gender and those terms a little bit in that. I don't think that back then they understood what people were going through. So I don't know if we using this old book as to say this is how people are going to live their life, especially as used to ostracize people, because this is exactly why I didn't like going to church, because this is what they thought about you. You're an abomination. You're a monster. And, kudos for the school for saying it out loud, because you know how I love honesty. And another thing I just kind of want to point out, like the fact that they're trying to make who's sexualizing who, because they participating in a gay or transgender lifestyle can be a lot of things. Like I know they said like transitioning. Yes. Okay. But what does that have to, I have no idea what has to do with sex. I have no idea.
It's their minds.
Me being gay has, because he said that I would definitely tell someone else, a straight person who came in and said I had sex with a woman, out loud before marriage, that he would ask that person to leave. But then that's not the same thing. It's not the same situation that a gay person or a transgender person will be in. They could be a virgin, and that's what it's kind of what you're saying, So I don't know. There's a couple of little things that I had a problem with. So if they want to affect people's mental health like this, they should definitely start putting money into it. And I think churches start putting money into our government. They should no longer be taxing them, because Grace Christian School is taxing them. I looked that shit up because I'm petty. They should no longer be taxing them. They should be paying this shit into what they're doing to people, because just like Jeff said, he was taught to hate himself. So was I. And you don't want to say anything else before we go?
Yeah, I have one thing I'm going to say is, what kind of terrible parents that have a gay or transgender child send them to a school like that to begin with? I mean, do they already have that same view embedded in them? It would seem so, if they're subjecting their child to that. I mean, I don't know what kind of parents would, good parents would subject your children into that kind of environment. Makes no sense to me. It's hypocrisy.
And you better pull your 10% back, okay?
But
you're not getting a dime from me.
Inflation, they want 18% now.
That part.
Tip your waitress in your church.
But you have to also think that as Laugh Society has to also think that we are in the South, and people are very good at being what's called nice nasty. They'll be nice in your face and they think shit behind you. But then again, it's just kind of like what you said. But then I've met a lot of Christian LGBTQ plus people, and they would tell me that they would probably want to go to that school because their relationship with God is a lot more important, and a hell of a lot more important what these people think about them. So I think that in that respect,
I'm not buying that.
But like I said, but who are we to question someone else's faith? So
I get that, but the thing is why would you force your child to be subjected to something that is against everything that's about them, everything that they're going to be or hope to be, you're against, and you're putting them in a place that's not safe. Like, I don't understand.
Well, it wasn't not safe at first. They just sent this out with the coming year, So I mean, a story of a girl. She's going to the junior year. Her mother is not having her come back. So I mean. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to add that in. That
no, it's just, how are they going to? I thought I read on the website that there's proof or something. Like, how are they going to know that someone is a homosexual and is gay there? Right now, you're going to feel. Are they going to try to out people like they did on the "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" military thing from years ago?
Well, clearly, just look at them.
It creates targets.
Clearly, just look at them. Can't you tell?
Right.
But here's my question, though, and this is K through 12.
Gym class. Stay away from gym class.
Right. This is K through 12. At what point in time do the kids start thinking about having sex? Is it first grade or second grade or third grade or? Do they have a dance?
That's why I asked. I beg the question: who's sexualizing who?
I mean,
in
K through
this
12.
thing?
If you're in like 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th, you're getting more, into the real world. I mean, are you having a 5th grade dance to say boys stay over here, girls stay over there because we can't have you guys
Most
mingle?
boys don't even want to be around girls in the 5th grade. They'd rather be there with their
Exactly.
little
So
boyfriend.
K through 12, that doesn't make any sense to me. When does it start, and then when does it stop? I mean, it's madness. If you're a middle
I don't
school,
know.
a junior high school, or high school, I could see that to a degree. Once you hit 13, 14, 15, yeah, the birds and bees are out there. No big deal. Okay. Even younger than that to a degree. But when do you start in a K through 12 thinking about this kind of stuff? That's what gets me.
But I mean, that's what we're talking about. I mean, like, we don't know, but like they're saying that participating in that life, that could mean anything. Like, I came to school with my nails painted. I'm wearing a wig. I'm wearing, a super short. Super tight pants. Like, what is gay? It's a witch hunt to me. They don't just say it.
I love how they use the word participating, like my life's a play or a sporting event that, it's like,
Okay, so what about the
it's
football
who we
team?
are. It's
What
not,
about the
you don't
football players
participate.
and the sports figures grabbing each other's butt? That's considered homosexual activity. So all of your sports are now canceled. Bye. Can't grab his
Hopefully,
butt. Nope.
hopefully they get asked to leave too. But we ran
No
out of time
showers
on this
together,
topic.
boys. Don't drop that soap. Kick it.
No. Okay, especially on that note, guys, we ran out of time. I wanted to thank our guest, the owner of Zoie's, a place for everyone, Jeff Baker, for joining us on Hot Topics and giving us a little bit of 401 on the new concept that's hitting our city. Like I said, for more information on Zoie's, please visit www.zoesfl.com. And for more information on Come Out St. Pete and the talent competition and some of those prizes, baby, because I want that med spa looking good. They're going to get y'all looking right, bitch. Like, you're going to be up in that gym looking sexy as fuck with that 3-month membership down at Suncoast Fitness. For more information on all of that, please go to www.comeoutstp.org. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
And as always, have a little more
common courtesy. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Follow our podcast page, Common Courtesy TV, here on Facebook and YouTube for more conversations on love, sex, relationships, and commentary on the latest trending news. And listen to us on multiple podcast platforms via commoncourtesytv.buzzsprout.com.